A lot of people who are going to turn to apps this holiday season so they can find a pet sitter, and that includes the popular app Rover. But just how well are those sitters screened?
Well, On Your Side investigator Kristine Lazar talked to pet owners who blame Rover for the deaths of their four-legged family members. And Kristine, what a tragic outcome for people who own pets, who lost them because of that.
Yeah, and these people really view their pets as their family members, so it's been very traumatizing to them. And since we first aired this story on Friday, I've heard from 2 more people who say their dogs died while in the care of a Rover sitter.
Winnie was like our best friend. She was a daughter to us.
Can you wake up Daddy? Can you wake him up?
There was Winnie and Twiggy and Toby.
My dog's dead because of Rover.
All 3 dogs died in the care of a Rover.com sitter.
This was a direct result of someone being incompetent.
Rover is an online marketplace for pet services like dog boarding and house sitting. Lauren Astor and her boyfriend Jason Richardson booked boarding services for their 2 Pomeranians, Sonic and Winnie, through Rover last August while they took a European vacation. Less than a day into their trip, Winnie died in the care of the sitter. The sitter then took Winnie to the crematorium before anyone contacted Lauren and Jason.
Who would just go send something like a family member to go burn, like without even contacting anybody?
At the crematorium, Winnie's body was frozen, so the necropsy, the animal autopsy, was inconclusive. But it did show that there was nothing wrong with Winnie's heart or any of her organs.
It feels like I'm missing a part of my family.
Yasmin Andrade left her dog, a Chihuahua named Toby, in the care of another Rover sitter this summer. Less than 24 hours into her vacation, Andrade says the sitter brought Toby to this downtown unenclosed park and let him off the leash. He ran into rush hour traffic and was struck and killed. Yasmin says she was very specific with the sitter that Toby should never be off leash.
I felt guilty for leaving him with someone that let him die. I felt betrayed because I was very clear on my instructions of how to take care of my dog.
Susie Singer-Carter says she was also very clear about her dog Twiggy's health issues with her Rover sitter. In a text exchange, the sitter said she was comfortable administering medication. Twiggy died in that sitter's care.
I said, what happened? I mean, was she breathing heavy during the night? Yeah, a little bit. And I said, well, why didn't you call me? I told you if there was any issue, you could call me. I have family in LA. They would come pick her up.
Attorney Jill Ryther now represents Lauren and Jason. She says she has already settled 2 separate cases where the dogs also died in the care of a Rover sitter.
And in both cases, we encountered a very similar hurdle, which is Rover wanting to kind of pay hush money and settle these cases quickly and have the client sign a very strict confidentiality policy.
Rover claims that it accepts only 20% of potential sitters and that all of them pass a basic background check. But all 4 of the people we interviewed feel like the vetting process isn't strict enough.
Access to a sitter is great. But what good is it if the sitter is incapable of taking care of your pet, so much so that pets are dying?
2 On Your Side reached out to Rover, and they tell us they only approve 20% of the sitters who apply to be on their platform. They say they hand review every profile, but they admit they don't verify any of the claims the sitters put on those profiles. They also don't meet with the sitters in person. They did investigate all 3 of the cases mentioned in this story, but of those 3 sitters, only 1 was removed from Rover. The other 2, they say, were not to blame for the dogs' deaths. And as I was saying to you earlier, with convenience comes risk.
Yeah.
Rover is very convenient, but, you have to do your due diligence. And even sometimes when you do that, it's not enough.
Is there a way to communicate with the person who is going to pet sit?
You mean ahead of
Yes.
time?
Yes.
Yes.
Once you know who it is and you exchange information.
And you're also encouraged to meet with them in
Pictures.
person.
Yeah.
But in those cases, as we saw, the one woman said, do not take him off leash. And that was in communication with the sitter. And he came off leash and he was hit by a car and killed. So, it's risky. A lot of people have said, find a licensed boarding facility or a vet tech or someone who has some actual training.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kristine. Still so sad. Well, can 2 On Your Side help you? Just email 2 On Your Side at cbs.com with your problem or on social media. Use the hashtag #2OnYourSide.